Hi everyone, this is Mike with Play More Games, and today we're going to take a look at a brand new title from Compass Games. This is called Burning Banners. Let's zoom out a little here. Burning Banners, yes. Which is a fantasy slash war game. And you know what? I think it is pretty cool. So let's dive right in. So today we are going to play the Introductory campaign, which is in our campaign book here. And in this campaign book there are, let's see, almost 27 different scenarios. So these are a little short, like 3 or 4 turn scenarios. Some of them are even a little bit longer. These are longer, like more campaign style ones. And you can see each one has like specific setup instructions, force disposition, tons of cool artwork, things like that. You have a rule book that's about 42 pages long. But it's, it's big font, full color examples. It's really not that bad to learn. You have a basic game and an advanced game. Today we're going to play the basic game. The advanced system adds magic, spells, heroes, monsters. So what's in the basic game? Let's go over here. We'll take a look at some of the finished components. By the way, the designer, Christopher Moeller, and has a couple of videos covering this scenario, and Moe's Game Table has a couple of videos covering this game. You should check those out too. Those are much better than my videos. This is mostly just made for my own amusement. So we have these mats, right? And these mats hold the force pool. So you can see we have the Oathborn here and Fjordland. So these hold all our units, these hold our gold, these hold our control markers. We have advanced units over on the side. You probably won't be able to read that. But the faction advantages and disadvantages and all that good stuff are over here. So you have 6 asymmetrical factions. It's also condensed onto these cards. So in the basic game, there's just 1 or 2 traits that you have to remember. And then in the advanced game, the sides have different heroes, different access to different spells. So you get some more differentiation in the advanced game. But you also have some differentiation in terms of the units, what they can do. And I'm not going to go into everything here. We're going to go through how to play the game. And you know what, this is the second time I've played it, and I am going to modify the setup ever so slightly. Fjordland starts with 16 gold. I'm going to reduce that down to 10. And the reason for that is I found that it was pretty easy to win as Fjordland. That being said, I know that when you, as a gamer, when you hear something like that, you might start thinking, oh well, what's going on. But the reality is this introductory scenario is just designed to learn the game. I don't think it's really meant to be replayed over and over. So let's take a look at the magic card display, which has nothing on it because this is for the advanced rules, which I was going to start to go through, but I didn't. So we'll come down and we'll look at the season display track. The other thing I did was I modified the starting income from Fjordland from 4 to 3. So effectively in a 3-turn scenario, maybe I'm taking away 8 gold from them total. So maybe 2 units. We'll see. So here you track the seasons. In the basic game, there are 3 seasons: spring, summer, and autumn. 3 years. After the 3rd year, you can flip this over, and then you have like a year 4 through 6. The only time that you'll do that is if you're doing like linking the campaigns together. Those you can play all the way up to like, I think it's like a 30 turn, which is the whole war. And like any good fantasy, there is a whole like lore Bible here. I think it's pretty interesting. So I'm not versed on that because I wanted to start playing, but I think it's pretty cool. There's also one of the games that the designer credits in this is a game called Divine Right, I think it's called. Just a very old game that just got a new Kickstarter 2nd edition, which I backed. But enough about things that aren't the game that we're actually talking about. So here are study markers. They determine how many spells you get. They have a special name for it. I forget what it's called. Here's our turn track. So the Oathborn will go first, and Fjordland will go second. On the back of these are collapse markers. Once a nation collapse, unless there's a special rule, they are eliminated from the game. Usually for nations to get collapse, you basically have to wipe them off the board, although there are, of course, certain exceptions. Alright, so simple enough. You keep track of your income track here. The Eastern Empires have a revolt track. But this is just simple, like turns over, move this, reset. Okay. I'm not going to keep moving the camera back and forth, so I'm going to just do this all screen and off screen and tell you while I do it. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. The Oathborn set up first per scenario special instructions. So we get 6 gold, which are these, worth of builds. So having already planned out what we're going to do, I'm going to tell you we're going to buy 2 miners, and in the top left is the gold cost 1. This is the device, white, and this is the movement. We can see that because there's a reverse, these are 2-step units. Very simple. That's all there is to this one. So I'm going to buy 2 of them, which cost me 2, and I'm going to buy 1 Iron Legion. So the Iron Legion, I can tell you, these are the dice results. This is the cost 4. These are much better fighters. So that's 6. So that's going to cost us everything. And as long as I'm over here, so I don't have to move the camera back and forth again, I have 10 gold for Fjordland, and I am going to buy 2 Sea Reavers, which are here. They cost 3. These are their dice. Black is better than white. More is better than fewer. And for the last 4, I am going to buy 1 thing of freeholders. So that's going to cost us 8 out of 10, which will leave us with 2. Alright. Now I'm going to leave the camera here, and if I have to refer to those boards, I will tell you what I'm doing. Alright. So, in this introductory scenario, a lot of the map is out of play. So you can see that the map itself is, and this is just 1/4 of the full map, is very big, fairly big. But we're just going to play with a limited spot. So this is a layer, it's out of play. This is a layer, it's out of play. What's in play is this settlement, and I'll zoom us in closer when we get into the action. This settlement, which starts, both of these start in the control of the Oathborn. And then this settlement, and this settlement are all belong to Fjordland. So this is something that starts with their loyalty, and then these are Fjordland possessions. Now, Here's what we're going to do. Oh, this one is neutral. It's hostile to both players. So to win the scenario, whoever has the most settlements wins. If there's a tie, the tie goes to the Oathborn. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 settlements in play. The Oathborn need 3 to win. Control of 3 at least, because that would hold the tiebreaker. If they can get to at least 3 at the end of the scenario, which is a 3-turn scenario, they win. If not, Fjordland, if they have 4 and the dwarves, Oathborn have 2, then they win. So, but we'll get on into that. So this one we're going to put right in the city, and then these 2 miners you can set up next to settlements. So one will go here, and one will go here. Alright. And then for Fjordland, they're going to put Sea Reavers to protect their settlement here, Freeholders to protect their settlement here, and then Sea Reavers to protect their settlement there. Alright, so we're ready to get started. So what do you do on your turn? It's actually pretty simple. So the first thing you do is you do the income step, right? So we looked over at the income track, and the Oathborn up first, their default income is 2. So we'll take 2 of these coins, and we'll put them on our tray. Alright, now 2 really can't get us anything except for a pair of miners, but we only need 2 miners. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to move 1, and Oathborn units have a special ability that lets them move 1 in mountains. 2, and then for their special action, Oathborn units only can mine. So this will exhaust the unit, so we'll just tilt it like that. And we take another coin, so we're up to 3. Now here is a river. We can use a point of ship movement to go over the river, but that would finish our unit. Otherwise we have to pay 1, and then for the minor river it costs us 1 movement point. So going like here would cost us 2, and then we can do our action. We could also go 1 over the bridge and then 2. So we have no problem moving here like this. So we'll do that, and then we'll mine, so we'll take another coin. So now we're up to 4. And here's an important nuance in the game. I'm going to zoom in. If you don't have to do all your builds in the beginning. So you can move, which we will. So we have our choice here. Do we go south or north? We're going to go south. We can move 2, and we're going to attack. So we have a combat here, and the dice system is relatively simple. We're going to come over here for just a second. Okay. So, this is their dice, and this is theirs. So 2 black dice. Oh, not on camera. Okay. 2 black dice and 1 white dice versus 2 white dice and 1 black dice. So how does combat work? You need 5s or higher, so obviously the D8 gives you a better chance at a 5. So we'll roll the defenders first. So they got 1 hit. Okay. And the attackers will roll as well. They got no hits. So this doesn't go very well for them. So they do get the difference. In hits is 1. So to take a hit, we simply flip it over. So the dwarves are not off to a good start. So that attack finishes the unit. Now, I have 4 gold on my mat, and now what I can do is I can recruit another unit and put it right in Zarmbar. And what's more is this unit is ready to be activated. And we'll send this one north. Okay? And we'll do the same combat again. Because it's basically the same unit. Okay? Now we are attacking settlements, and I should say that these settlements, although they do have garrisons, the garrisons only apply if you're attacking an undefended settlement. Basically, a Garen gets 1 white die. There are fortifications like the neutral settlement over here, Fort Garad. Yes, where my finger is fortified, so it gets a defensive bonus modifier. But yeah, other than that, since none of these units have any special abilities, the combat is very straightforward. So I'll roll, these are the Dwarven dice. That sucked. And these are the freehold dice. They get this, which is a 7. That's a critical. So you just roll a white dice to confirm the hit. You need another 5 or 6. I got a 1. So they do 1 hit as well. So this unit is also weakened. So that went pretty poorly for the Oathborn. Alright, so now it is the Freljord turn. So we'll do something very similar. So we take our income, our basic income is 3, add it to the 2 that we already have is 5. We don't have to spend it right now, because if we do, we only have these 1, 2, 3 settlements. When you place a unit, when you build a unit and you place it in a settlement, it's ready. But if you place it in a spot that's adjacent to a settlement, it enters finished. So we want to do something with these units so we can actually get a chance to place new units. So what we're going to do, there's no zones of control or anything like that, so this is no problem. We are going to, or actually, technically this unit is besieging. So if we lose the fight, if we don't kill this unit, then we won't be able to recruit there. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring this guy up, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to attack with him. Okay, so he has 2 white dice, so you can see he's not as strong. Versus 2 black and 1 white. So the 2 white dice, we have 1 hit. And the dwarves rolled no hits. So the dwarves are really not rolling that well. So that unit is killed. This unit is finished. And killed units go directly back to the player mat to be able to be purchased again. Alright, so this unit is finished. So what we'll do is we'll take this unit here and we'll come down to this settlement. And now, when we enter it, we have a choice. We can raise it, which will deny control to anyone, or we can occupy it. First thing we do is we loot it. So we get 2 coins. So now we're up to 7 total for Fjordland. And we place a control marker, which is also located on our player mat. Alright, so now we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 settlements, and the Oathborn have 1. So the next thing we'll do is we'll come down here. If I can do this in a way without... Okay. Alright. So we'll see if we can finish them off there. Alright. So I'm going to keep rolling off screen. You'll have to trust me. Alright, so first we're rolling the Sea Reavers. They get no hits. And then the Dwarves, they get 1 hit. So that almost backfired. Alright. So now let's build something. And what we're going to build is we are going to build, we have 7 gold. So we're going to take a Sea Reaver and go 1, 2. And we're also going to take and build a Siege Engine. That'll cost 3. And that will also go 1, 2. And those are technically finished. So they're going to try and take this fort here. So that will cost all but 1 of Fjordland's gold. We have to adjust incomes as well. So Oathborn will go down 1, and Fjordland will go up 1. Alright, so that is the whole turn. So there's only 2 more turns to go. The situation is already looking pretty bad for the Oathborn. So, just thinking through maybe some strategy, maybe a better tactic would be to sit on top of the objectives and wait for them to come to you. Another thing I could do is roll better dice if I'm the dwarves. But the dice love no one. Alright, so let's go through and do another turn here. So we start with 2 gold, and we can tap our miners here to get another 2. So we have 4 gold that we can spend. We can't recover this unit because it's, to recover a unit you need to be near a friendly, in or adjacent to a friendly unbesieged, or the word I should use is not friendly, it's welcoming, settlement. Unless of course you had a magic card or something like that. So they're kind of stuck. What we could do is we could place the unit in Shaded Vale, and we can afford an Iron Legion, so we'll buy an Iron Legion, and we can send them 1, 2, and we can try and attack the fort first. See, we got there first, and if we take that, we'll be able to loot it, get some gold, and we'll also be able to bump up our income. But we'll roll 3 dice, and we'll need at least 1 6. I got a critical, which is confirmed, so we got 2 hits. They'll roll 1 dice in defense, and they didn't get any hits. So we are able to take the settlement, so we get 2 gold for that, and our income goes up 1. Fjordland does not go down because they didn't actually control that one. So I would say that that helped us a bit. Okay. Now what? I could try and push my luck here, and that's what I'll do. So we'll roll the Sea Reavers first. They got no hits. And then we'll roll the Dwarves. who got 2 hits. Okay, so now our luck is looking up. So the Sea Reavers go back to the mat. They go in, and they take another 2 gold. And they place a control marker. Their income goes up 1, and Fjordland goes down 1. So, that is all of their units. So, the next thing that will happen is it will be Fjordland's turn. I just got to check something really quickly. Okay. Okay. So Fjordland right now. The other thing we could do, if we wanted to, is we could put out a unit. And we might do that just because we've got to protect ourselves from any sort of counterattack. All right. Now, here's where we're going to put it. We're going to put it here, and we can do this because Fort Garrod is not besieged. So we're going to take our 4 gold, and we're going to place an Iron Legion there. Technically it would enter finished, since it's not in the settlement, but since it's the end of our turn, we'll just do that. Alright, so Fjordland will get 3 gold, which brings them to a total of 4. And we'll ready our units. Alright. So now they have 3 units, and they also have a problem. How are they going to manage to steal this one or this one back? This one seems like they won't be able to get to. Fjordland does have the capacity for sea movement. Okay. So let's take, we have 4 coins. We can buy actually, here's what we'll do. We'll take these reavers here, and we'll go 1, 2. We don't have to overthink it. Alright. So, dwarves. No. And freeholders. Yes. So they take that back. I'm adjusting the income tracks. We don't need to mark it with a control marker because this is a loyal settlement, indicated by this marker here. And we still have 4 coins. So why don't we start with this one here? We'll do an attack here. Fjordland gets 2 hits. Damn. They are hot. Dwarves, Oathborn, gets 1 hit, which is a critical. So they need this to be a 6 to tie it up. They do not get it. So they get 1 hit, so the difference... Alright, this unit is finished. I don't want to chance our siege engine, so we're going to leave it right there. And actually what we'll do then is we'll move these guys here. And I forgot to take loot when we took this Barless on the Lake Hex back. Okay. So we have 6. So what do I want to buy? So we'll buy one of these Berserkers for 6. He doesn't have any special abilities. Special abilities will be marked down here, but you can see that he is pound for pound a stronger unit than the Dwarven Iron Legions. So that'll cost all their gold. Leave them with 0. And we'll go into the final turn of the game. So, the Dwarves will start with 2. They'll tap their miners for 3 and 4. Oops. Okay. And what to do? Well, they probably don't have a good option. They can rebuild this for 2, but that would finish the unit. So let's do this. We'll go 1, 2. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't see a way to win. But we'll roll. We'll attack these Sea Reavers. 1 hit, and the Sea Reavers get a critical, which is not confirmed. So they both do 1. Neither side has ranged, so it is a tie. And there's no retreat. If you lose a combat, you just stay in place. Alright. Then we could attack with this unit, but I was kind of counting on them being gone to clear a path to these freeholders. 1, 2. But that wasn't in the cards. So, I will just leave it there because the freeholders, or Fjordland, excuse me, do not have to do anything to win. They've already met their victory condition, which is they have 1, 2, 3, 4 to the Oathborn 2. So that was a quick playthrough of the very first scenario. It is called The Invasion of Drefeld. And this is just a really short introductory to get you going with the basic mechanics of the game. If you you can also kind of look at it as kind of like a puzzle. Yeah, how do you find a way for the dwarves to win? That being said, there's a lot to like about this game, and I've only really just scratched the surface. 27 scenarios. The basic game is pretty simple. If you followed along in this video, you probably have a pretty good chance of how to do the basic stuff. I didn't do a lot of sea movement, but basically what you can do is you can move along the rivers and then the coast and then the ships. Pretty straightforward. Everyone can do sea movement. These guys can interrupt regular movement to do sea movement, and then continue regular moving. So they can kind of go like, let's just say this was friendly. Let's say there were no baddies here. They could go, they have a movement of 2. They could start here. Alright. Let's say they start here. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they really can move all the way up the coast really quickly. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, feedback, ideas, tips, or suggestions, feel free to leave them. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope my camera work wasn't too distracting. I know that there are a lot of guys out there that do like a really professional job, and that's great. This is just a hobby of mine, so I know that the camera's not the best, I know that the camera work is not the best, but hopefully you enjoyed the video, you had some fun watching it, and hopefully you consider purchasing this game. I think it's going to be a pretty popular title. Anyway, this is Mike with Play More Games, and we'll see you around. Bye.